NTC News Tonight is produced at the Northern Television Center by journalism students in the Department of Communication.
Tonight, busted, trouble for 2 local tobacco shops. How airbags are the hot theft item here in DeKalb. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride before finals. We'll show you how on NTC News Tonight, right now.
From the Northern Television Center at Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, you're watching DeKalb County's only television news source. This is NTC News Tonight.
We have kept on in our work to raise awareness about the deadly dangers of synthetic drugs, and we have also visited communities throughout Illinois, going to retail locations who are still selling these drugs.
A month ago, the Attorney General warned that investigators were coming, and this week the crackdown on synthetic drugs moved into DeKalb. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm George Rodas.
And I'm Fiorella Cola. On Monday, state investigators and DeKalb police moved in on businesses selling illegal synthetic drugs.
They're calling it Operation Smoked Out, part of a statewide crackdown.
Let's go over to NTC's Mike Lewis in our newsroom for more on the story.
Police are calling the sale of synthetic drugs a serious problem because of the very fact that this is a university town with a large population of curious students. This week, investigators took action against tobacco shops, confiscating thousands of products worth tens of thousands of dollars. No one wanted to talk to us today at Roxy's here on South 2nd Street, DeKalb. State investigators grabbed nearly $30,000 worth of synthetic drugs that have been outlawed in Illinois over the past 2 years. In all, police seized nearly 1,900 product packages. They also raided a shop called Shadowlands on the other side of town and seized $1,000 worth of allegedly illegal fake drugs.
You know, some businesses obviously did not get the message, and those type of businesses we do not want in our community. So if they decide to shut down, then so be it, and we don't want those businesses.
The state crackdown began last fall. Just a month ago, the Attorney General held this news conference and showed reporters tables full of illegal drugs like the ones confiscated here.
Unfortunately, far too many children have learned that when you ingest synthetic drugs, you are really playing Russian roulette with your body and with your brain.
The video we showed was a bit blurry, but the kinds of drugs we are talking about here are bath salts and herbs. When you use them, they mimic similar effects of cocaine, meth, and marijuana. Investigators targeted 3 other tobacco shops in DeKalb. No one has been arrested, but all of the businesses have agreed to sign affidavits promising not to sell synthetic drugs or products to customers. In the NTC newsroom, I'm Mike Lewis. Back to you.
Thanks, Michael, for that report. Now, for a long time, auto theft crimes usually involved car radios.
And that's not the case anymore. Hot airbags are now leading the list of stolen auto parts, and we actually had a rash of car break-ins in DeKalb because of it. This mechanic here is putting in place a working airbag. Airbags like this traditional one have sparked thefts around the DeKalb and Sycamore area. Truck models of Chevys and GMCs from Chevrolet GMC dealership and Hertz Rent-A-Car reported several of their airbags stolen earlier this month.
It looked like they were targeting cars that they were familiar with the operation of the airbag and how to remove it.
Airbags or hot bags have become a popular steal because they are easy to maneuver, and as you see here, all it takes is unplugging the yellow outlet.
And whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. They were very clean, didn't damage the cars, got in, took the bag right out of the steering wheel and left.
These stolen airbags are finding their way onto sites like eBay. Airbags can run for $1,000 to $5,000 depending on the model. But on eBay, they can run for as little as $100, a real steal.
I know that you have the piece in place. It's much better than to know that the piece is not there at all.
The issue with these cheaper bags is that you don't know for sure if the bag functioned properly. The top consumers of these bags are college students, and they're putting themselves in danger while making this thrifty choice. Consumers may think they're doing themselves a favor when they purchase their airbags from online sources like eBay for a cheaper price, like this one here. It's unclear if these thefts will stop, but to ensure safety, People need to be more knowledgeable of where their auto parts are coming from. In DeKalb, I'm Fiorella Cola, NTC News.
Nicely done, Fiorella. Speaking of theft, Crime Stoppers is looking for information about 2 stolen utility trailers in Sycamore. The trailers were taken from Rondo Enterprises on Route 64 a couple of weeks ago. The missing trailers are a red tandem axle and a silver single axle made by Atlas. Crime Stoppers pays up to $1,000 for tips. You can call or email Crime Stoppers at 815-895-3272 or crimestoppers@dekalbcounty.org if you have info.
A major building on campus has some serious fixing up to do. DuSable Hall was issued 7 serious health and safety violations by the Illinois Department of Labor. The violations range from non-working emergency lights to electrical outlets not having proper covers. Serious violations means that there is a potential for injury or death. NIU's Environmental Health and Safety Department has been working with the Department of Labor to fix the violations by the May 9th deadline.
As I'm told right now, everything has been abated at this time. So we're right now we just have to look and get the certification.
If you see any dangerous conditions in any building at NIU, you are encouraged to email the university's Stay Safe hotline at staysafe@niu.edu.
This year's NIU police auction is being called a success. You're looking at people filing in and signing up for bidding early Saturday morning. They were looking to score bargains on items like iPods and bikes. NIU police say they sold all the items at the auction. The money made at the auction goes to the NIU PD's Police Education Fund, which is for police training.
The NIU Chemistry Club was showing off some movie tricks at this year's Chem demo. Chemistry department faculty and students had a chance to thrill the crowd with some cool science. This year the demo had a Hollywood theme. Just take a look at some of the movie effects here, a lot of fire and light effects. The Chemistry Club feels that events like this shows people just how versatile chemistry really is.
Tonight our theme was movies, but you could do the same thing with ocean chemistry, you could do the same thing with atmospheric chemistry. You can develop many different things because chemistry is involved in almost everything we do.
This was the last demo for this semester, and they hope to have 2 more in the fall.
One of the largest tourist attractions in DeKalb County may be shutting down after neighbors complain. Neighbors say the events at Stonehouse Park in Earlville attract rowdy crowds. They've even signed a petition hoping to convince the county board to close down the park. The board will decide the park's fate at its next meeting. Police have recommended a 500-person limit.
Shabana Lake State Park is trying something new to help the fish habitats there. These people are tying cider blocks to trees and dropping them to the bottom of the lake. They're doing this to enhance the fish's habitat by giving them more places to hide. The entire process is eco-friendly.
It's nice to see what teamwork can accomplish over at Shabana Lake.
And speaking of teamwork, George, one team here on the NIU campus is actually building their own race car to accomplish their dreams. NTC reporter Liz Johnson tells us more.
There are 7 different organizations in the engineering building. One in particular is the NIU Society for Automotive Engineers Formula Club.
We get to apply what we learn in school and apply it to a car right away, to something tangible that we can see and experience firsthand.
Each year they create a new car from scratch to race in the yearly Formula SAE competition. NIU's Formula SAE Club has been around for a decade and this year makes the 10th car. In this room in the engineering building, there are 3 different types of organizations. One in particular, the NIU Formula SAE Club. This is the car of 2011, and this is the frame of 2012. As you can see, they still have work to do. Everything that the Formula Club does is hands-on. Their neighbor in the room is the Mini Baja Club, who also just half up their frame. This yellow engine outside the room is an inspiration to the engineering students. The sponsors that are advertised on the car are found by students on the team. These sponsors donate parts and money to help the Formula team build the car.
I chose Formula because it's very competitive, it's very challenging, but it also has the biggest reward in the end, which is a good job.
When the Formula SAE Club is done with the 2012 car, they will test it against the 2011 car to see the improvement. From DeKalb, I'm Liz Johnson, NTC News.
Thanks, Liz. The Formula Club will compete this month against over 120 universities.
I'm Nicole Gill. It's been very warm out here today, and I'll give you more about that and storms headed our way.
My joints ache so bad, I wake up in pain every day. I want to know why.
I want to know why my hair is falling out. How did this happen?
How did this happen? A little pain in my knee. That's how it started.
That's how it started. This rash on my face, now it's like my body is attacking me. I want answers.
When you don't have the right answers, it may be time to ask your doctor the right question.
Could I have lupus?
So I'm pretty happy to see the weather warming up.
Yeah, me too. Meteorologist Nicole Gill joins us now to tell us if the rain's going to be sticking around too.
Well, it's really hard to tell right now with the weather situation we've been having, whether it's going to hit us or miss us, but really it looks like we might see some rain now. As we take a look at our highs across the area for tomorrow, highs are going to be into the low to mid 80s, and there's those storms we may see across the area. So it looks like tomorrow we are going to see those storms. Now for today, we had the high into the low 70s. It was really gorgeous out there. Hopefully you got to enjoy it. Now the clouds came in, which dropped our temperature a little bit, but hey, we're above normal, so I'm not complaining. Taking a look at our radar, we have storms off to the south right now. Now it's hard to tell when these storms are gonna hit. We have winds coming out of the southwest, which is bringing all this moisture up tomorrow into tomorrow night, bringing us that chance for showers and thunderstorms. Now tonight we have a low of 65 degrees, and there's those chance for thunderstorms. So just take precaution if you go outside, go out for events and stuff that's going on before finals. Just take precaution if storms start rolling in. Make sure you get indoors. The same thing goes for tomorrow as well. We're going to see a beautiful high of 83 degrees. This will probably be the first 80 we're going to see for May, so that's great news right there. But again, take precaution. If storms roll in, make sure you can get indoors. Tomorrow night, same thing. Now this is when we're going to see the greater probability of storms is tomorrow night. So take that time to just stay in, study, put on a movie, relax, because finals are next week and you're going to need it. Now taking a look at our 5-day forecast, as you can see, storms across the week. Now depending on how Thursday and Friday play out, we may see the weekend storms clear up. Now as for temperatures, looks like temperatures are going to dip down. We're going to start off with 80s Thursday and Friday, but by Monday we may see a high of 65. So it'll be a little chilly, guys, compared to what we're feeling right now.
Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah, thanks.
Coming up, stressed about finals? We'll talk to someone who can help calm you down.
I'm in the honors program here at NIU. The Honors House is a place where honors students can live together. I lived in the Honors House as a freshman, so I got to meet people right off the bat. I was with students who were in the same kinds of classes as me. So living in the Honors House just meant I had that group to start off with. Living with other honors students made all the difference in my experience, so why go anywhere else?
Northern Illinois University, learning today,
leading tomorrow.
Some U.S. troops may stay in Afghanistan for years after the pullout date.
And at least 100 people may be dead after another boat sinks in India. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch. At least 100 people are feared dead after a ferry accident in India. Officers say the ferry sank after a storm and broke apart as it was about to dock in a remote area. At least 40 bodies have been recovered, but about 100 passengers are still missing. The boat was apparently over capacity.
President Barack Obama says some U.S. troops will stay in Afghanistan for as much as 10 more years. Their mission is to fight terrorism and train the Afghan army after the pullout of combat troops in 2014. Obama signed an agreement with Afghanistan's president during a secret visit to Afghanistan on the anniversary of Osama bin Laden's death.
Occupy protesters in Oakland, California clashed with police last night. Officers coned off intersections and ordered the protesters to leave. At least 20 people were arrested on charges of failing to disperse and assaulting police officers. Tuesday's demonstrations were part of the worldwide May Day protests.
It looks like Facebook is finally going public. The long-awaited IPO could hit the market this month. The social networking site is planning to go on the road to attract investors. The company could be valued at around $100 billion, and that's today's World Watch.
If you're stressed out during finals week, NIU has you covered.
That's right. Stress-free zones have been set up all around campus this week for those looking to take a break from studying.
The zones are run by NIU's Health Enhancement, and they're trying to help relieve students' stress at a time when that stress is likely at its highest point.
We're joined today by Health Enhancement's Alicia Schakowsky. She's the Assistant Director over at Health Enhancement here at NIU.
And thanks for coming in again.
No problem.
Yeah,
this is twice this week. You're becoming regular.
Yeah. Alicia, we wanted to talk today about final stress and what you guys are doing with these stress-free zones. Now, can you tell us what are these stress-free zones and where are they?
The stress-free zones are different activities set up at different spots throughout campus, and we've got a lot of different activities going on there. Free massage therapists, therapy dogs, simple activities like Play-Doh, coloring, board games. During the day, we are in the Capitol Room of the Student Center from 11 till 3, and at night we're in each of the different residence halls. Tonight we will be in Grant B Formal Room from 5 till 8 o'clock, and tomorrow we'll be in Stevenson Multipurpose Room.
You know, I've seen students, myself including, let stress really get to them. What are some things people can do to not let that happen?
Simply finding things that make them happy, things that they really enjoy. They can keep simply in their room. Things like playing music they really like, playing a game, talking to a friend, just taking a break from the studying and from the stress of finals.
Now, what about food and exercise? How big of a role do these factor into getting over and managing stress?
These can play a huge role in stress management for students. A lot of times students think that they don't need to eat, they just need to study. Taking time to eat and making sure that you keep hydrated will actually make your body feel better, make you feel more rested, and you'll do better on your finals.
Now, before we let you go, do you have any final advice for students going into final week?
Good luck, get some studying done, time management is everything, and get some good sleep.
On that note, thank you, Alicia, a lot for coming in today.
Thank you much.
Here at NIU's towards the end of April, the Greek community starts to get anxious waiting for the IFC Tugs competition. NTC reporter David Wentz explains more.
For these fraternity men, this is not just a silly game of tug-of-war. This tradition that started in the early 60s means so much more than that to them and to the Greek life at NIU. The Pikes have been crowned over 30 times in the history books. But as for this year, the tables were turned when the Phi Sigs defeated the Pikes.
At NIU, it's become such a culture of a sport.
A team must get this knot on their side by the end of a 20-minute match. There can be up to 3 matches. They gain the most rope by doing power moves like these ones. 12 different teams of fraternities have been training for months to be on the rope and ready. The head caller is like a coach, telling their guys what to do and when.
It's the biggest Greek event. Like, when you win tugs, it's like the best feeling in the world.
And he did have that feeling when Phi Sigma Kappa dominated their competition in a total of 6 ropes, with each match less than 10 minutes, which is incredible. You might say they were well prepared. The tuggers do this to stand for who they are. They break their backs for the love of their fraternity and their brothers. And for this fraternity, who won, they won it for their pride. From DeKalb, David Wentz, NTC News.
Thanks, David. Tugs is always an exciting week for the Greeks.
Yeah. Coming up, how's about a little magic? We'll tell you how this man has been putting smiles on faces for years.
Bulls were looking to rebound after losing their star for the remainder of the playoffs.
That's right. Eli Gain joins us now to let us know how the Bullies did without Derek.
Well, Chicago played without the reigning MVP for half of the season. They went 18-9 during those games, but having him out for the remainder of the playoffs is a little bittersweet. Last night, Derrick Rose received a standing ovation from the crowd before tip-off. The Bulls really missed him in this game. The 76ers played like the Bulls were some schoolyard elementary kids. The Sixers shot 59% from the field for the game, and they shot about 100% when it came to the alley-oop tries. And here you're going to see 6-foot Lou Williams going to take it from Andre Iguodala doing his best Blake Griffin impression. The Phillies tied the series up at 1 with a 17-point win. Game 2 between the Lakers and the Nuggets. Kobe Bryant and company. Here's Ramon Sessions on the fast break. This is going to be 2 of his 14 points. But, hey, good loady wody. Just leave it all up to Kobe. Pushing it up the floor is going to get the assist here to Andrew Bynum. Bryant had 38 points in this one. It's his 83rd career 30-point playoff game. That's second all-time, trailing the one and only Michael Jordan. Lakers go on to win at 104-100 and head to Denver with a 2-game series lead. White Sox had a game last night against the Indians. Here's Gordon Beckham going yard in the bottom of the third to give the Sox the lead. The Southsiders never looked back, handing Cleveland a 5-run loss in this game. Beckham went 3 for 4 as the Sox win it easily 7-2. And in sports notes today, after a 90-minute rain delay, the NIU baseball team took the field against the Northwestern Wildcats last night before falling 2-1. And for NIU softball, they had their game canceled against Notre Dame in South Bend. The Huskies will take the field Saturday afternoon against the Western Michigan Broncos. And in NFL news, Commissioner Roger Goodell has suspended 4 players for their involvement in the New Orleans Saints bounty scandal. Jonathan Vilma, Anthony Hargrove, Scott Fujita, and Will Smith will be suspended without pay this upcoming season. Hargrove, Smith, and Fujita are currently playing for other NFL teams. And for today's play of the day, we're going to take you to Los Angeles, where the Angels took on the Twins. And let's get a little drum roll here. We got our winner, who is going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be Howie Kendrick with the beautiful flip to short. Eric Ibar is going to turn it, and we got to look at it again. It's so nice. Got to see it twice. Beautiful play. The Angels get the shutout 4-0. Kendrick gets our play of the day. And another thing, the NIU baseball team will look to rebound from yesterday's loss that I mentioned to Northwestern, and they travel to the University of Illinois Chicago to take on the Flames.
Hopefully they can get that win.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Eli. Now, before we leave you for tonight and for the rest of the semester, we want to take you somewhere magical, somewhere where one man brings magic to an unexpected place.
I've been doing magic and balloons for 25, 30 years. I actually started doing birthday parties and such when I was in high school, and have continued on to do restaurant promotions, fairs, festivals, all types of things, all around the Midwest and Chicago area.
He works very well with kids. We've had him here for a few years now. He comes every Tuesday. He goes around and he does magic tricks, makes balloon animals, and the kids just love him. He's really boosted our sales, and we've had a lot of people ask about him, and he has cards and stuff he'll hand out sometimes to people, but I know he does different Culvers, but he does any sort of event. So he's really great with the kids and works.
I don't take myself very seriously. I just do fun family entertainment. I'm not, a magician standing up on stage with people jumping out of boxes and that kind of stuff. It's just fun family entertainment. It's very interactive, hands-on, and they love the balloons too along with it.
He's just really great to have around here. All the memories are really great with him.
It looks like the kids adore him.
Yeah, it looks like he has a lot of fun doing that too, huh?
Well, that will do it for us here at NTC. We want to thank you all for watching this semester.
Yeah, good luck with finals and have a great summer. And also congrats to all the graduates out there.
And for those of you who will be here next semester, we look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye, everyone.
NTC News Tonight is produced at the Northern Television Center by journalism students in the Department of Communication.